Hello everyone, this is the first ever video on this YouTube channel, which is going to be dedicated to helping you and your child succeed as best as I can at number one, learning how to code, and number two, learning English through the use of code, which is a really great way of learning how to do, or how to learn English rather. So we're going to get straight into it, and I'm going to show you a few things. So I'm going to share my screen. Here we go. So, to go back a few steps, this is what you're going to see when you actually start up the game for the first time. So, this is what you'll see right here. Now, the first thing you'll probably want to do is head over to the settings, and you'll want to switch your language to English. Now, I'm from England, but it actually doesn't matter what your child wants to pick. They can pick United Kingdom or United States. It's actually not going to make any difference. There might be the occasional Z or the occasional S that might be different, or maybe the occasional spelling difference, but it's not going to make too much of a difference. So pick whichever one you want. Now, for video, there's a few things to consider here. I've got full screen off, and that's because I have a bigger screen. So I want to see the game itself, which is Minecraft Education, and I want to see what the students are doing because when I see their faces, that actually tells me a lot about whether they're struggling or if they're focusing or if they understand what I'm saying. So that's why I have it checked off as full screen. So this means I can see two different windows at the same time. So you might want to switch to full screen or switch it off depending on what you have in mind. Some students use two screens, one with my face and then one with Minecraft. If you have a bigger screen, you can switch this off and you can have it side by side on your window. Perfect. The other thing you want to do is take a look at some of these graphics. Now, to make it simple, what you really want to do is make sure your render distance is fairly low. So I've got a pretty good machine, but if you're using a basic PC or a basic tablet, put this down to 16 or something, and it's not going to make too much of a difference, right? And the other things you can do is switch off all these fancy things. I can take off fancy leaves, I can take off beautiful skies, or rather beautiful skies, not beautiful skies. I can take off smooth lighting, and all of these things will be performance increases that will make the experience better for your child. So the game won't look as good, but they'll be able to interact much quicker. Great. Now, if you want to reset to default, you can do so right here. That's perfectly fine. Now, the other thing that a lot of students love doing is dressing up their character. You can see I just picked this random, I think it's a Chinese emperor, I guess, but you can pick anything you want. A lot of my students love the Friends skin pack, and they love picking someone from here. I might go with this guy right here for now. This guy's a lumberjack. I can click confirm, and now this is my avatar, and this is how people can recognize what character I am. Perfect. Now, if you click that button, as you can see, it just goes to your account, so it's nothing special, and it just tells you what account you have. And this is my account, Study with Kasim, at studywithkasim.onmicrosoft.com. Perfect. Let's go into an actual game, and I'm going to show you what to do. Now, when you're coming here, you're going to click Join World, and you're going to enter or join code that I'll tell you. So I'll say something like balloon, axe, potion, potion, which means balloon, axe, potion, potion. And then you confirm. Obviously, there's nothing there right now with that join code, so there's a join error. But when your child comes to that point, I'll have been hosting the game, so they can just jump in the game with that join code. Perfect. Okay, so we'll click off that. But for now, I'm going to create a new world. I'm going to change a few things just for the video. Flat, there we go. And I'm going to play. Now, this is what your child will see when they come into the game when they join as a host. So this is what they'll see, something really flat, and they'll probably see me somewhere here, right, as they come into the world. So how do you control yourself in this game? Now, there's a few things to notice. If you're on tablet, it'll be slightly different. And I'm going to make a separate video about the interface using tablet. So this video is only for Windows users, but everything previous to this point about the settings and all that applies to tablets iPads, Androids, and Windows and Apple, everything. But right now, it's only about desktop users, meaning if you're on a MacBook or if you're on a Windows machine. Okay, so a few things. You can press H to bring up this right here, which is the controls. Oh, actually, one more thing. If you are using a tablet and your tablet has a keyboard, this also applies to you too. So yes, pressing H will bring up this. This is the controls. And you can see if I press space, I jump. If I press space twice, I actually float. And then I can move up and I can drop down. You can see how it actually changes. Now when I press space times 2, it stops flying and I drop to the floor. Perfect. I can do all sorts. I can run if I double tap W. I can't run backwards, I don't think. Yes, I can't. And I'm going to click H, or rather press H. And now I'm going to press E, which brings up the inventory. And I can put any of these things inside my inventory. And I can interact with the world just like I normally would by pressing 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9. And I can place these things wherever I want to, like so. So that part is exactly the same as Minecraft, and I suspect most children will know what this is and how this works. So this shouldn't be too difficult for them. Here's where things get interesting. You can press enter or you can press T to bring up the chat and commands. And now you can type in code. But first we have to make the code. So what do? We press C, and this is what you're going to be greeted with. In fact, let me reset this. There we go. Okay. And I'm going to go back to, let's have a look. Yes. Okay. This is what you'll be greeted with. So you'll see something like this: Microsoft MakeCode, Jupyter Notebooks, and Tinker. You'll want to click this here, Microsoft MakeCode. Click New Project. Make sure it's lesson underscore or dash, and give it a name or a number. Just something that allows you or allows a student to remember what this lesson is. So I'm going to put lesson 1, basics. And to me, that means something. But to you, you might want to put something more specific. We're going to create that. And yeah, it gives you a nice little tour as you go in, but we're not going to need this. So a lot of students also get this issue. They accidentally click JavaScript. And they come here and they're like, oh, this is too complicated. I can't do it. Just click block. You're fine. It's perfectly fine. Okay, this is the interface. Now I'm going to show you a few things, but whenever I say something like go to the agent menu, I mean this. If I say go to the loops menu, I mean this right here. This is why it's really important you change the language. Great, okay. So I'm going to show you something just to see how something works. We're going to type it on chat command, chicken, and we're going to put in spawn animal chicken right here. We're going to put it 5 ahead of us and 5 to the right of us. Now, if I just click off this and I type in chicken right here, which is the chat command, you can see that my chicken is right there. Perfect. So I can do some other stuff here too. I can actually say stuff like, let's do a spawn another animal, and this time we'll actually do a monster instead. And I'm gonna spawn a, I don't know what these monsters are, but I'll spawn a hoglin. Why not? Sure. And I'll put this 7 and 7. And you'll notice that these coordinates are relative. So if I move back here, it's going to be relative to wherever I am, meaning it changes based on the position that I'm on. And this is a hoglin. I don't actually know what this is. This is the first time I've seen it, but it looks like some sort of, I guess it's some sort of pig. Okay, delicious. Anyway, that is how you access the code. Perfect. And that's everything you need to know. If you want to get rid of this, you can. If you want to drag things out, you can. Just remember that whatever you click first, everything below it will follow. So if I click this, everything follows. If I click this, everything below it follows. If I click this, everything below it follows. So wherever you click, everything below that will follow it, right? And this is exactly how the order of your code is functioning too. So first, it waits for you to say chicken, then it spawns the animal, then it spawns the monster. Even though it feels like it's instant, it's not. So that's a little bit about the interface. If you want to go back home, you click this right there, and you can go back to any of the projects you want to. Feel free to take a look at any of these tutorials, guys. It's all included with your account. I've gone through quite a lot of them. They are quite fun. Um, and yeah, give it a go. You might really enjoy it, right? And I'd be interested to see what you can make out of it too. So please show me if you do something. It looks like someone's made a gladiator game here, which is pretty cool. Okay, wonderful, great. So now we're gonna click off this, and I'm gonna say goodbye. Let's actually show my face again. Okay, so that was the first video, just explaining a little bit about the Minecraft interface and what you can do and how to change a few settings and how to join your very first game and how to start coding and make sure you get to the right place. So hope you enjoyed that. The next video is going to be about tablets, specifically about tablets and how you can use the coding interface and the controls using a tablet. So see you guys in the next video. Goodbye.